And yourself, you look like you've trimmed down a bit. Is that what's happened? Or?
I think that's just the WA heat, mate. I think it's slowly trimmed down a little bit, but I'm about the same weight. Everything's pretty similar in terms of the last couple of seasons. Nothing's really changed body-wise too much for me, so just trying to hold on.
But you've had a pretty good pre-season, Scotty, haven't you? You've been happy with the way things are going, and you've achieved the so-called benchmarks that have been set for you?
In terms of what I need to do, I mean, I've completed all the training, which has been great. Sometimes you get a few little hiccups on the way. I've been fortunate enough not to have any of them yet. So in terms of, I've been able to do all the training, which is great. We've had a lot of guys that have also done a lot of training and reaped a lot of benefits so far, and they're looking forward to getting stuck into games and implementing what they've learned throughout the pre-season into those games. So it's been really encouraging to see a lot of young guys step up and take the next step, and it's fantastic so far.
It's been said, Scott, around the room, Bill, that you've actually set some new benchmarks, though, gone to a bit of a new level. Is that something you set yourself to do at the start of pre-season? Not
really. My aim is always just to constantly improve, no matter what it is. So it's if that's a benchmark, that's a benchmark, or if someone sets another benchmark, then I'm just aiming to improve on what I need to do, and it's sort of always been a goal from the very start, is just always consistently improve if I can, and do what I need to do to make sure that happens.
How much confidence did you take out of being the club champion last year into this season?
I take a lot of confidence out of knowing that I'm playing my role for the team, and I think that's a major thing. I think the boys, there was probably better players out there in terms of a lot of boys making All-Australian teams, and Glassy was captain of the All-Australian team, but to know that I'm playing my role for the team is pretty precious to me, and you know, that's all I aim to achieve, really.
Are you expecting more attention this year and the table to be turned on you almost after winning the club championship?
I don't think so, no. Not, possibly, but I don't think much will change for me. No.
So in that midfield, Curry and Shuey might get the first bit of attention and then filters down after that? Yeah,
I think Matty Pritis is still a pretty good player as well, so I think guys will still look pretty heavily at him in terms of his clearance work and things like that. So you can never take, his strengths away. And yeah, I'll just go out and play whatever role I need to do and whatever Woosha says. So.
Are your tagging days over though, Scott, do you think? Or you're more of a standalone midfielder now, or do you think you'll occasionally get the run with role?
I mean, that's up to the coaches really to decide. I'm happy either way to do whatever, and if my role is to tag that week, then more than happy to step up and play a tagging role, or if it's a bit more freer around the ground, I'm happy to do that as well. But in terms of anything specific, I think it's more of a week-to-week thing and how we're lining up throughout the team and things like that. So I think there's a lot of variables to know what I'm actually going to be doing each week.
You mentioned you just strive to improve all the time. That's probably pretty significant for you though, isn't it? Because you came from a fair way back at the start.
A little bit. I mean, I think I'm not too sure if there was any comparisons with Joel. Joel came in a pretty ready-made player and showed what he could do pretty early on, whereas I was probably a bit more of a natural path of a footballer, and probably took 2 or 3 years until I was probably consistently playing better AFL football than to what I needed to. I had a lot of areas to improve on, and still got a lot of areas to improve on, but slowly getting better with every year, I think, and yeah, same thing.
West Coast will start the season as one of the perceived big three hopes, along with Hawthorn and Collingwood. Is there a sense of that amongst the group that you really are right in the mix this year?
I think so. I think it's more we're just focusing on playing good team footy. I mean, it's exciting to get injured players back and guys that were a little bit injured last year, getting them fit and firing. So we are pretty much just looking forward to each game, and we can't really control how other teams go, so we'll just try and control how we go each week, and we'll try and bring our best footy and best attitude as we can, and see where that ends up.
How much confidence do you take out of the way you coped with all those injuries last year and were still able to get a respectable finish to the season?
I thought it was terrific. I thought guys stood up when we really needed them to. Guys like Josh Hill stood up and showed what he can do. He's a terrific team player. Different guys stood up throughout the midfield. We had young players come through and play their role. So the great thing about the team is guys are coming in and playing their role for the team, and that was probably the most effective and efficient thing for us. There was no one trying to really come in and stamp their authority by getting a lot of possessions or whatever, unless that was their role for the team.
What's the goal for the rest of the NAB Cup?
We'll start to put together a pretty good team, I think, in terms of what will look like round one, and then we'll just try and play our style of play, whether that means wins or losses. I guess that'll be determined how well we play our role within the team and how we play our style of play. But really just trying to get game time into some guys and less game time into others. We'll be pretty specific as what we need for round one.
Do you expect to play this weekend?
I'll play this weekend, hopefully, if I'm picked.
It's a formidable midfield, but a lot of people are talking about forward line now too at West Coast, saying it could be arguably the best forward line in the AFL. What do you think with JK back and like Lecraft, Nui and Coxie down there?
You get all the boys in there. It's a pretty exciting mix, and our role for the midfielders is just get it in there and hope they can do their work. And I think the best thing about our forward line is that they've got great pressure to keep it in there, and they're extremely hard workers just to keep the ball in there and fight for it. And I think they will be pretty tough to match up on, either size-wise or just durability. The boys are pretty fit, so I think it's looking pretty good. But I mean, I think that week to week it changes every week.